Hey, so I see we have a set today.
Yeah, I figured I gotta. Don't always get good losses to review, but this one felt like one. I went game five. It was round one. It was like a small tournament, so I made it. It was my turn as T1, so I made it best of five for everything.
Oh,
Um,
hell yeah.
but this guy played quite a bit. Um, he won this tournament, and he's pretty good. And I've never beat him. I've gone game five with him with my Sheik and Fox, and now I went game five with him with my Peach. I haven't watched it. I didn't feel like I was playing bad. I don't feel like I got like
You didn't get
tilted or
TO'd or
gave up.
anything.
Yeah, I just like played and uh, I figured there's probably lots of little stuff to clean up. I don't know if we had to watch all five games, especially if we think we've seen enough. We could like do some net play too. I'd be down for that. I think it'd be good to review it because we haven't reviewed one of my games since that Sheik
I
one.
think that this is going to be really productive because what I notice here is that like on the smaller triplat stages, that seems to be where he like kind of gets us. It's like that in Pokemon. Like yeah, like it's all the levels where like I'm looking at the like how the match breakdown is. And what I see here is we do well on Dreamland, we do well on FD, which makes sense. Like those would be our counterpick stages. So I feel like when I have it, I think that like at least looking, I think that like the combo game is gonna be because I noticed that like the openings per kill is significantly like weaker on Yoshi's story and then
Yeah,
also
like
on Pokemon Stadium. So I have a suspicion that there's like a lot of good takeaways for like how we can like punish better and how we can set ourselves up for follow through.
yeah, because I feel like this matchup, I feel like it's coming along. Peach is weird, so like I'm used to playing Fox for like I shouldn't. My mentality is like I can't get hit. I don't want to get hit, and now it's like if I get hit, it's okay. It's like it's more of
Getting hit is just part of the plan. Like,
yeah. Oh, one thing I don't know if it comes up here, but I'm noticing is Falco's.
mm-hmm.
I think I need to just practice it. I think I have a lot of power shield opportunities because one thing I've started doing is instead of buffering shield, and like in these situations where Falco, I keep getting these situations where like I dash back because I have like a fast character dash back habit. Then he dashes after me, and I've been replacing that with dash back shield, and I'm just not like using the power shield.
Gotcha.
But I'm getting power shields.
Okay. So one minor thing, like we don't need to dwell on it, but this is probably supposed to be a down air, right?
Yeah, I think it should have been. I think I was just trying to like get lucky.
So, what do you mean getting lucky?
Like hope that he didn't wall ride. But I
Oh.
don't know. When I down air, I'm like, I feel like I get hit.
Okay, so you don't. So okay, so what that tells me is that you don't know where the spot is. So
Yeah.
what I would here. Let me pull up the game real quick. We will use Uncle Punch for this. We'll just do the Firefox edgeguard thing.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm way too far over.
yeah, like because the beauty of this is that like if they're like in a spot where like it's not gonna work, it's like kind of easy to see coming. But like yeah, like it works on like it works like very very effectively. You just want to be like a little bit further back than you think. Like here would be too close. Here would be good. I did not get into position fast enough.
Just putting this in the chat for good measure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little more forward, and this doesn't even exactly capture it. I feel.
Mm-hmm.
It's like sticks her legs forward.
Yeah, so like honestly, like here, let's know what we have the power of Uncle Punch. Let's just grab a proper like image. So blah blah blah. This is fine. Actually, not Battlefield because stupidness. Yeah. So we'll just get this guy to come hear you, and we'll just just and then that's fine. This is fine. So now let's just do frame advance and fighter collision. And do zoom. No, not frame advance. Yeah, so it's like this. Yeah, that's it. Like that's it. It's just like it's very like it's just this spot, like right here. Like right here is where you want to be basically for the float.
Yeah, it's definitely further back than I thought.
Yeah, so like the reason for that is that Peach's down air hits through the stage. So like what happens is like because of her feet come out, they're really hitting like here. Which is like very, very convenient for you.
Yes.
But like yeah, you have to know. Like this is just a spot you have to know. Like there's no depth to it. It's just like once you, like the depth is like what you do to like checkmate them following that, but like getting the first step, like the down airs like started is like yeah, it's just know where the spot is on the levels. One thing I am noticing is like, and I don't know if it's just this first interaction, but like this roll is a little suspicious to me. Because I feel like
a little bit. Let's see. Yeah.
So like you have this great like opening here, like this pressure, like I love this. And then, like, what I don't understand is, like, what this role is playing around. So, like, the first thought I had is, like, okay, maybe he's, like, preventing... Maybe he's, like, blocking to prevent, like... Because the thing that would make sense to me here is, like, to block. Because that would deny, wave... Like, if he was slow on wave dash out of shield shine, like, that would be good there. So, like, blocking, okay, that makes sense. But then, like, the roll kind of, like, takes away the benefit of that. And the thing, but if you had blocked here, you could have floated out of shield and hit him during the end of his roll. So, like...
Yeah. I think this is just, like, lack of comfort out of shield. Honestly, since then, I've gotten more comfortable. I've just, like, practiced it and used it more. So I think it's just that.
Okay.
And I still, like... I'm sure I still do it sometimes.
But this is also you're also fighting the first seed at this tournament, from the sounds of it. So, like... Yeah. I also could completely understand that this is like a nerves thing, which is why I was like, because you just told me that this guy's really good. So I'm like, okay, yeah, like I could see that this maybe is just like a, oh god, like what, like weird situation, just like hit the button. Like I get that. But it was one of those things where I wanted to like kind of like question to.
Oh, definitely, because I could just looking at it, I could have kept it going.
Yeah, exactly. And like with Peach, like those opportunities are like precious. Now, one thing I'm going to call attention to is like Falco is at 31 now, and we're going for aerial down smash. And it's not that aerial down smash won't work, but like we really have to be like thinking with all the knockback, with how much more knockback we have at like 30 compared to like at 0, is this down smash necessarily the best use of our opening?
No.
Right, because like he's not even close to us, like even after like going for shine. So I would say if you're gonna go for a down smash here, because you might want to, but what I would say you want to do is you want to walk towards him.
Ah, okay.
So like you can walk towards him, or if you want to, or you could also like, because by walking towards him, you're still keeping yourself like actionable for jumps in case he does something else. You're still able to transition to dash fairly quickly as well. Yeah, like those would be considerations. The other thing that might make sense here is just honestly another aerial, or a dash dance. Like I think it's like you do a walk setup because you can down smash or grab mix up, and still have like access to like transition to quick transitions. You could also go for a dash dance setup afterwards to see if you can bait a reaction and get a grab or dash attack, which are both quite good. Or you also have like access to float cancel aerial, which is also good. Or you could just go for you could be aggressive and just go for like another aerial right away. Any of those, like I'd say those are kind of the lines of play here. Of them, which one do you think makes the most sense?
Let's see. I hit him here. He doesn't get. It's like he doesn't get knocked. He like. I think he holds down. I think I like just. I like, well, because of what happened, I like dash away, but
I mean,
in
like
general,
that is.
I feel like
I would say that like what happened is a like important piece of information. Like we
it's
don't want to
it's
make
pretty
our.
common thing.
Yeah.
Dash away, I think is good. I think also just like go nair him. Just like back here, do like a quick nair.
We're in agreement then, because like I really like the dash dance setup here because yeah, like Falco's got like a range problem on his crouch cancel tools. So like if we nudge him away from us a little bit and he's like outside and it's likely and we're planning for him to be outside of the range of our down smash because of his percent. We're also probably outside of the range of most of his like CC tools. So I think that dash dancing in this kind of area like makes a ton of sense. Because if this happens, we get a hit, and if he, like, down smashes, we get a hit. It's really just, like, forward smash, like CCF smash, where we're, like, unhappy, but we're at 0, so who cares?
Yeah.
And then, like, the other thing, what I like about the Nair is that it maintains offensive momentum, like, immediately, but also, like, has good odds of, like, it cuts into his tools in the right way. Because, like, we can kind of go over his, like, down tilt and down smash if we want to, by, like, just doing it slightly higher off the ground, kind of like versus Marth. And we'll still beat out this Shine and his, like, aerials because, yeah, we're acting first. Like, it's likely we're acting first. We have the same jump squat. Our Nair comes out a frame sooner than his stuff, or 1 to 2 frames sooner than his stuff. So, like, we have the time to, like, get in, like, to, like, aggress him. Like, it's tight, but, like, we totally can make that work. So I would agree with this. So like I'm gonna make it. Yeah.
And the nair like it knocks down at like 41.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. At this point,
that's huge. Like I get a nair at this percent, you could take that to the bank.
Yeah. So let's say like we did like FC weak bear, right?
I don't know if it was weak. I think it was weak because he ASTI downed it.
Yeah, so FC weak bear, so this is what like how we got here, and then he like then he CC shines. CC shine. And then like what we're gonna say that we do is instead of crouching here, instead of down smash, which is what we're doing, we're gonna say FC nair or dash dance. No dash dance into grab into grab DA. Diak, etc. Because there's other things we might wind up doing, but like these are the big ones. I do think though that like as you start to like clean up these kinds of scraps and get more value out of these, like you're gonna see like some returns, like really good returns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I figured we'd see this matchup too. Because when we went over it, the game plan, when we watched like Aura play it, we saw a lot of that, and I don't quite have a feel for it.
Yeah. So like, let me ask you, what's this fair? What are we doing with this fair?
I wonder if it was a mistake.
Do you think it was a nair?
I think it was probably a nair.
Okay, that makes sense. Moving on then, because yeah, I think that nair is like really good there. There's that roll again. So like, I think one big thing with her is like getting comfortable holding shield in some of these spots.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like here, like this is the big one. So we miss this dash attack. We are shielding here and like rolling, but like, what do you think happens if we just hold block?
Yeah. He could grab me and get nothing. You know?
Yeah, he's just like, we're playing a mix-up. Like, you are not in you're not really in much disadvantage at all here, because like there's not a whole lot that can happen to you. So I think that like being more comfortable, like right now we're gonna like we miss dash attack. So, like we'll make a note of this one. So like miss dash attack, like miss dash attack, attack, and then shield, and then we do shield, and then roll. And roll, and then like this would be where we are. Like this is where we would be right now. So like step 2. Which is here. And what we're going to say here is, like, instead of this, hold block.
Yeah. That's one thing I had after this tournament. This Saturday, I had some friends over and played. And I played a lot in that play, too. And I have been trying to just aggressively shield with this character, because she's so good at it.
Yeah, the funny thing is, you even, like, if you're even, like, operating in the right direction, I think, for like a really good play with this, because like you turn first, like you actually did do your turn, so like this is like turn shield actually, and that actually makes the shield holding block here significantly better, because yeah, like you can now like potentially shield grab him, like you could potentially shield grab him if he does something unsafe. So he goes for this shine here, but like, do you think if that, I don't even know if that shine's gonna hit your shield personally, and if it misses, yeah, like if it misses, we just shield grab his ass and like we go to town. Interesting. We rolled in. Why did we roll in? Yeah, why did we roll in? So like, what do you think would happen if you roll to the edge here?
Like tech roll?
Yeah. Like you no teched because he up tilted you and knocked you down. So then you rolled forward. But he's like, but I'm curious as to like why we rolled forward.
I think it was probably just not being thoughtful.
Gotcha. So a big thing with floaties is like, especially floaties that aren't susceptible to grab combos, rolling to the edge is like very, very good.
Okay.
I know it's counterintuitive with her because like, you know, being on ledge bad, but like, think about it. The opponent has to basically like, it makes that roll in later like much better, and it also means that like you're at like 50, right? You're at like 50, so like even if he down airs you, you just slide off and grab edge. Like there's nothing he can really do to you because he doesn't have a good throw that like or an electric move that like kills you. Like he's got combos, but like he doesn't have anything that really like specifically punishes that.
That was just that's a new nerf word flub. The side B.
I actually like the side B. I thought the side B was like a good idea. But
sometimes they work out, but it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah, so talk to me about what's going on here. So like we kind of like float into his second F smash.
Yeah, I think here I'm just holding in. I think my DIs with this character on box is pretty bad. I think the way you DI with her is not something I learned playing box, if that makes sense, on the box. That's something I think that's something I need to work on, because I like on controller, like I would never do this. I think it's just like lack of.
What would you do on controller?
Let's see, where's the hit? I think I would have like just drifted out a little more and played that little spot. Like, you can't get me if I stay like out and above the side platform, and I have my double jump, I have my float, I have my air dodge.
Yeah. So like with where he is going, like he's like, I don't know if we can necessarily just go for side platform for free. Like actually he's kind of giving it to us. But one thought I had is, what do you think about double jumping away?
I like it. I think that's on paper what I would do.
Okay, so how high do we double jump? Like, and where do we double jump? Like, do we double jump here?
I would double jump. Yeah, like around here, because this is like right before I get into where he can just snap at me, and then kind of go back like, I don't know, a quarter circle. Yes,
got it. So like, you're kind of like, got it. Okay, so from here, this is where we do it, which makes sense. I agree with this like position. I agree with this like starting point. I think that this is very sensible, because we are getting close enough that we can bait him, but not close enough that he can actually hit us. So this is good. So then, like, I guess if we're double jumping away, I kind of want to align with this top platform. So, like, I want to have the option to, like, drift, to, like, just, like, float onto, like, to just, like, float onto it. But then, like, because then I can pretend I'm going for that, but then go for the side platform while I'm on my way there.
You know, I think I've never floated from off stage to the top platform ever.
Okay, but like this makes a lot of sense, right?
Oh no, it makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, because like we're going here, like we're basically going to here, and like, she's a little smaller when she floats, so we're going to here from here, which makes sense. And then like once we get to about like here, when we start to kind of like get closer, we have like now we have like a 50-50, because like we can, or like several 50-50s that are kind of just like that are like played out over the course of this path. Because like really we have the option to like take this platform, but we also have this platform, and then the other cool thing is we also have the option, if he starts guarding this too careful, like really aggressively, we can also just like go here too. And land on.
And I'm like 23 too, so like if I get below him, like my crouch is online, my ground float take a dare is online.
Yeah, like the big thing here is we just don't want to be caught in like a shitty position without any of our resources. So like this kind of gives us the most flexibility, which is really what we're after here. Because like we just want to have like a safe way down, and like Falco is tragically too good of a character for us to just have like a free way down. So the way that but he is kind of slow. So the way that you fight that is you have good variety. You use good variety.
Yeah, and you can't cover that path to the top platform without committing kind of hard.
Yeah, he has to full hop or something.
Yeah.
Like, he has to full hop or double jump. And, like, if he does either of those, then, yeah, like, with what we learned... It's like what we learned when we were looking at, like, the Marth recovery dynamic. It's just the same thing, but with Falco here. Like, the instant that he commits to his jump trajectory, we know what his options are, and we just, like, can outtime them. Because our float goes way longer than his... Our float goes way longer than his jumps do. Let's talk about this. So, like...
He's pretty high.
Yeah.
I think I could drop float, jump, throw, turnip at him. I have the turnip. Or just drop float, go smack him.
So what do we want our turnip to be doing here?
It's either like use it just to like cover the illusion path, or you can also use it as like a pretty easy way to hit him out of his charging Firefox or bird.
Those are true statements. What I would posit though is that the turnip has a more important role that's like bigger than that. The turnip is meant to like stop him is meant to like push him away from an ideal recovery position. So like what we want to be doing with it is like once we have it, we want to be like setting ourselves up to throw it in a way where it like stops him from having like a good recovery position. So how this would look in my mind is we want to be like in the air already. Like we want to be in the air already. Like we don't want to be like waiting on the ground for very long. Because the way I'm envisioning this is like we want to go to about here. Like we want to go to about here, maybe even further out, and then like throw it at like this kind of arc. Because like you see how it like because it's like it cuts into like a lot of his recovery pathways here. And it kind of like it's not that the turnip isn't avoidable, it is, but it means that he can't like double jump all the way forward. He has to kind of like go over it and like hang back a bit. You see what I mean? Yeah. So like he doesn't get like the full value. Like because I think that like what we're really trying to do is stop this like pathway from happening. So that's why we're like kind of throwing it like this.
I see.
Yeah. Using the so another thing about turnips, so turnips have to be like in the air. If you're gonna cut off like Firefox, if you're gonna hit Firefoxes or like Firebirds, I guess, you have to have them thrown before you have to have them thrown before so that they hit before the Fox or Falco starts moving and they're up B. Right. So, like, what I would say here when it comes to turnip edge guards is that... Let's actually grab an example really quick. Because, like, I think that, like, I just want to grab... Let's use Triff. Triff is really good at this.
Yeah, I feel like turnips, especially hitting them out of the up B, I kind of it only happens on accident. And I don't really have a sense for how to set it up. The only feel I have doing it is I always throw it too late.
Right. Okay. Let's look at Moki versus Triff from Eggdog. Where's Eggdog? So Triff, Peach, Moki. Because I think that we need, like, I think that there's, like, I remember, like, analyzing this, and there were some really, really good examples of, like, these kinds of edge guards. Shut up, commentators. Yeah. So, like, but I think we need something to sink our teeth into. Fucking Triff pivots. Okay. So, like, this is good. Love this. Give us something to work with, please. Anyone? Does Moki destroy him this game? Should we go to the next game? No, Triff wins this one because they play on Pokemon Stadium next game. Okay, cool. So we should have something to work with. So, this looks like we'll have a turnip. Okay, so the turnip there really didn't. There we go. Okay, so
two turnips.
So, this is the first turnip that's thrown. So notice like what it does to Moki's recovery trajectory. So let's rewind that so we can see that like clearly. So we get this forward throw. So if Moki just falls, i.e. does absolutely nothing, this turnip will hit him, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So what is it? So that means it forces him to do something.
He has to either Shine Cell or jump.
Right.
Or up B, I guess.
Yes, he has to commit to a special or a jump here because of how this turnip is going to hit him if he falls. So then what Triff does, of those options, side B is good into what Triff does. Up B is bad. And jump is bad. And shine is yeah, right. No, jump is okay. Jump is okay. Side B immediately is bad. The rest are fine. Cool. So then what happens here is then we have like Triff pulls another turnip to like to capitalize on this this pressure created. And I think he might have like did Moki shine beforehand? No, not a chance. He's already pulling. Okay. So this was but this happened very close together, so Moki probably can't react to this. So, and then this is where we get, like, he doesn't get the kill, but you can see, like, how what the purpose of that turnip was. It's to line up into their recovery path so that they can't fall into certain spots. Like, it forces them to commit. When the turnip is lined up so that it hits them out of their free fall, either out of their jump or their natural like hit trajectory, that's when the turnip is at its strongest. Because then it is forcing them to commit to a special or like a recovery move or something. Or burn a resource if they happen to still have their jump. So like let's find one more example because like I think that this like does this make more sense? Like the role of them. And why we throw them.
Yeah. And just the general, like, gaining height. Like, throwing them from higher up. It's like a whole world of angles, turnip pads I didn't have before.
Oh my god, like, so you know how, like, Sheik is, like, cracked for having 2 angles? Peach is, like, insane. Like, Peach is a whole world of possibilities.
Yeah. And you gotta, but because she's slow going up, you gotta just like he just commits, he draws a turnip slow, going up slow, so he just like says, I'm gonna get a turnip and go up and commits. Just does that fast.
Well, and the thing is, like, that's kind of, like, she very much is a character who has to get everything done, like, as much as she can done above the level, like above the stage as she possibly can, because once she commits to grabbing the edge or, like, going low, like, she's basically stuck there. Like, she doesn't have, like, a fast way off, like, to, like, ascend or, like, leave the ledge. So she really, there's a lot of pressure on her to get things done, like, in a very organized fashion. Because she doesn't really, like, have fluidity. Like, she has a lot of superpowers, but, like, fluidity around the edge is not one of them. Oh, that was sick.
Yeah. He was doing that this weekend, too.
Okay, let's look at the FD game. There's always good turnip stuff on FD because the level like is very like conducive for it. Okay.
But that was cool.
So let's talk. So let's talk about this because the turnip is actually doing something here too. So like, by Triff dashing towards this location with the turnip, what do you notice about where Moki goes?
He like stays low.
Right, because if he goes higher, then what happens?
He's gonna get turned, or could get turned.
Right, like if with where like the turnip dash throw goes, if Moki does not like jumps immediately, he will get hit by it because it's gonna go like that. He stays below it by going here because it's gonna go over him here.
Mm-hmm.
So this is another another dimension of the turnip trap, which is that it has created an implicit threat here that Triff is then using to like create a low recovery. So like remember, Triff was like dashed from like here to here, from here to here, and during that dash throw, the turnip trajectory is like something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so Moki is recovering below that, but then Triff Triff recognizing that very cleverly decides, okay, you know what? We're actually gonna hold this and use it for use it to create an offstage death combo, because I can do that because I now know Moki has to recover like somewhere in like these areas.
And that angle's, I like the back air there. It's like, especially because he can't go straight horizontal. I think it's pretty easy to get this back air. It's kind of like the nest forward air.
Yeah.
Like ledge. Yeah.
Or like Sheik or Marth short hop fair in this spot. Mm-hmm. Or it's the same. Yeah, exactly. It's the same. Like it's that arc. It's basically just like her version of that. Like she doesn't have arcing moves that are like efficient enough to like use them here, but like. It's that same idea of, like, we are going to cover, like, these things effectively, and then if he goes high like this, then we can still, like, we can just land and cover anyway. So, like, it's perfect. It's perfectly suited for the situation.
I wonder if the turnip's even useful if he goes high, right? Because he's not going to, like, you could throw it up.
Yeah, no, that is what you do. So, like, if he goes high, if he goes here and falls, you just throw it at him, and he has to go here or lower.
Yeah.
And then he's dead because you catch it and then just throw it at him again. In fact, that's, like, very similar to what we see here.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. There's
one too. He throws it fast.
Yeah. There's one other situation I'm hoping comes up, like, in a moment, because, like, there's one more situation for turnip edge guards that I think is important for us to capture here, because, like, it's a really critical, like, part of the kit. No part of it's, like, it's what kind of, like, ties it all together. And that's, like, the, it's kind of like the using it to cover the high recoveries. Because it has that functionality, too, but I don't know if that comes up here, but I'll believe in Moki to make a good recovery decision. Yeah. No, don't tell me that this is corrupt. I don't want this to be corrupt. Okay, good. No! Damn you, egg dog. Oh, wait, maybe it's just my shitty internet. Okay, here we go. So it's not exactly it, but, like... So what I want to point out here is that, like... The key here is, like, again, Peach does not have to, like, do anything. Like, Peach does not have to, like, commit to things unless she's below the stage. Because what he does here is, like, he goes out and threatens all these, these recoveries. But then he, like, takes a fair position created by Moki playing around them again. So this is, like, very similar to the one we just saw. It's not exactly the one that I was hoping for. But, like, let's see here. Okay, we got a cutscene. Come on. Okay, good.
The turnip goes high.
That's actually, yeah, like, we're actually seeing a lot of, like, that same one, though, because this is also that same dynamic. Like, Moki barely got by, but you see what I mean, like, where it's, like, he goes, like, by going high on that, like, turnip, on that, like, full hop while holding the turnip, it kind of, like, creates, like, the pressure of, like, zoning these high areas. So, but then, like, Moki responds to it, but Triff sees that, and then Triff decides to take a different play instead. Which is, like...
So he goes up, yeah, and then he uses his ability to fall to get and the fact that he's floatier, right? So like, no matter what, you're like Peach is once you're above Fox, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of get to react to what he does.
Yeah, exactly. And like the thing is, like this is once again doing the very important job of like policing Fox's like proper double jump, because Fox doesn't want to be like low here. Like Fox wants to be like really like where Fox wants to be in a perfect universe is like here.
Yeah.
Because like if you're here, like what the fuck is Peach gonna do to you? But like, but again, in order to get there, he has to jump, and pretty aggressively at that. And Triff, by using like these kinds of like set lines, is just not allowing him to have that. Because he's just being like, nope. Because like this is the implicit threat. He knows that this is his reaction. So then from here, then he's able to like take this position to, like honestly, I'm amazed he did not get this edge guard. Like looking at the structure of it, but like with how he like went from here to here, like it looked perfect.
I think it might have been a Moki mid-shorten.
It was. It absolutely was. I hate this character. I'm so mad right now. Okay. We're not going to... If I see a good example of, like, the last one, then I'll point it out one of these days. Like, I'll point it out. But, like, yeah, we'll just finish this match, and if it doesn't come up, it doesn't come up.
It makes sense the high recovery comes up in this stage, because that's just kind of how the chain grab ends. Mm-hmm. And that's a nice... That'll help me. I don't feel like I like... close the kill out like that well, so this gives me some structure to work with there.
Yeah, the secret to Peach's chain grab here is it does a fuck ton of damage, but it's not actually good at killing people. Like you have to win a mix-up for it to kill, and like unless you're willing to go for like additional regrab cheese to try to like get like up airs or something, or like up smashes, it's just not like there isn't really like a good way to do it, you know. She doesn't like up throw nair is like surprisingly like incredibly difficult. Like, I think it's actually, like, TAS. Like, TAS to the point where Armada didn't even attempt it, and Laud usually, like, hedges on fairs and, like Laud and Triff, who are incredibly technical, like, usually hedge on, like, dash attack mix-ups or, like, full hop nair instead of, like, the short hop one that actually sweet spots. So it's, like, her finisher is just not that good. I would say, though, that, like, it is worth it to, like, learn how to max out the damage as much as you can. Because yeah, like you want to have to do as few edgeguard reps as possible, and you will sometimes with this character unfortunately just hit people across the stage. Oh, this is actually good. So like how to finish this like yeah, how to finish the down air edgeguard is good.
That's a tough little input. It's like the forward jump, and then you gotta pull back.
Yeah.
And he fast falls too.
Oh yeah, no. Like, this character is not good at killing Fox, low-key. Like, she's great at damaging him, but like the actual killing part is like not actually as straightforward as people would have you believe. That said, why is this not playing? Okay, we're just gonna close it and relaunch it. That's fine. Wait, did we finish that first game? No. Did we? Ambrose, help me out. Like,
yeah, I think we did.
Okay, let's go to Yoshi's. Let's go to Yoshi's story then. Actually, let's go to Pokemon Stadium, because I think that like Yoshi's is going to be very similar to that, and I think that Stadium is the most lopsided game. So I want to see what happens here.
Yeah, I get walloped on Stadium. This is after getting the Game 4 win to take it to Game 5 too. Yeah.
So, like, and the thing is, what's interesting to me is, like, these are all stages that, like, allow for, like, this is a stage that does have, like, that is pretty, like, set play combo, forward, which is, like, kind of the vibe I get from Dreamland and Final Destination. So I'm kind of like, yeah, this, like, plays, like, the stage dimensions aren't ideal, but I'm just curious as to, like, how he's, like, why this is so much harder. I'm seeing these up smashes, and I think that could be like a fact that might be like the big the factor, because like if you're getting anti-aired out of your floats, then that would absolutely do it. Mm-hmm. So like, let's talk about what we do when we're getting our when they're doing this kind of shit. So like, what jumps out to you as a solution, as a possible solution?
I could run up and shield.
Let's not change our play. Like, I think that the fair is, like, meant to accomplish offensive pressure, right? So, like...
Yeah.
Let's... What could we do instead?
I could hold float for a little bit.
Yeah! I love that.
Yep.
I think that makes a ton of sense. Because, like, it allows... Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, go. So, like, why do...
Oh, I was saying... Yeah.
But are there other reasons... But, like, what I wanted to ask are there other reasons to hold float here?
I'm by the platform, which is always good.
Yeah,
I have the option to play.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like, more from, like, Falco's... From a perspective of Falco's tools, like... Or, like...
Oh, he can't get me.
Yeah. Like, he has... If he wants to get you out of this float height, he has to basically come forward with fair or up air, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like... But those don't necessarily just beat us either. Like, if we... Because we don't have to, like, float in this position. We could, like, pull back a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe not that far, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that holding this float has a lot of value because he's... The other thing that I noticed about him is that he's clearly, like he's crouching, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, a thing about, like, crouching opponents, because he was crouching for a while here... A common thing in this game that people don't really talk about, except with Jigglypuff, is the... I kind of call it, like, making yourself a jack-in-the-box. I don't have, like, a proper term for it. I don't think we have one. But, like, the idea is that, like, you're kind of using your crouch or, like, other, like your jump squat or wave dash or, like, you know, those kinds of animations to make yourself really tiny. And then what you're doing is you're putting a big move above yourself. Like a giant move like here. You know what I mean? So, like, think about, like, Sheik's crouch F-tilt, for example. And how kind of disorienting it is. Like, or how, like, it hits this, like, massive area that isn't where she is. In the action that preceded the situation. Like, preceded the hit. So, like, I feel like that's kind of, like, what he's going for here. Funnily, this is how I beat Silent Spectre at Pound 4. Yeah, but this is, like, so when I see this crouch and I see up smashes, I'm like, especially since he's done this a few times, I'm like, this is danger. This means danger, like, we want to actually feel this out of it. So it's like the combination of the crouch here, it's a combination, like, the fact that it's so difficult for him to, like, hit us out of this position, and, like, this isn't an easy, like, the approaches he can go for out of this crouch are not easy, like, technically, because he'd have to, like, dash forward out of this crouch, basically, to, like, short up air, and that's not happening. Yeah. So I feel like this is a cue to, like, to bait. You know, to bait or, like, yeah, it's cue to bait or test, basically. Yeah, because it's, this is one of the classic traps. We just don't usually see it on this guy. But this is really just like... He just crouch F tilted with Sheik, basically. Or, like, crouch up tilted with Jigglypuff. Yeah, he's really crouching a lot, I'm noticing. Love that. Oh, the edge cancel was so smooth. Let's go.
Yeah,
that was heat. So, with what we've now know about edge guarding, what would we do after that fair?
Let's see. The fair, go down, I grab a turn up. I think he already jumps. I think jump, if I just throw it to the side, it gives him some trouble.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So yeah, throwing it up doesn't really do anything.
No, it does not. So, like, where do we throw it? Like, we probably jump to, like, where we are and throw it here, right? Right. I really like that. I think that makes a ton of sense and probably kills him.
And I think, like, I could even see holding the like jumping up with the turnip, and then, like, maybe he does a high Firefox, right? And then now I could double ping him with it. And he's 97. He's probably dead.
Yeah, that makes sense. So one thing I would question though is if he firefoxes. Like, so where is he fire? So like, let's play this out.
I can always
actually.
just go hit him. I can be the turnip and go hit him.
Yeah, that's what, exactly. So like, what I'm thinking here is like, so we're throwing the turnip like to hit at this trajectory, basically, like to hit at this kind of trajectory. So like, he has to basically do something here. Let's say he up B's here. So like, he's now powering up and he's like in flames. Woo. But we would just then like double jump and like float near him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So we're still fine. I find that like people realizing that Peach is the turnip in some of these spots is kind of why like some of the high recovery like turnip edge guards have kind of disappeared, even though they're super cool. Because like it doesn't it's the turnip is more valuable for like the space it controls as opposed to like any combos it creates. Because Peach doesn't really need, like, Peach already has a lot of power on her in general, so, like, she doesn't usually need additional help, like, having knockback, no, finding the knockback, it's just, like, getting the hit itself. Interesting. Okay, so let's look at, so this is an awkward position where, like, sometimes Falco is just, like, kind of high. So, like, when we get to the, so what do you think we should be doing with this dash attack after we get it?
Let's see. Could get a turnip.
I think what you do, I think going up there is fine. I think that this is, I think that you going up there is good. Why did you think turnip?
I figure because he's gonna like. I guess it's kind of giving up and assuming he's gonna be able to land. I guess I make him jump there, and then that lets me like cover his landing a little better.
Okay. So I think that it's good that we forced. I do think that the fact that we forced him to jump was good with this nair. But yeah, I see your point about like how we're definitely not hitting him here. So the turnip gives us more stuff when he lands.
Just because there's no top platform, I guess. Like,
yeah, that's actually a really good consideration. I was not factoring that in. So what if we did both? Like what if we like then took this nair, landed on this side platform immediately, and then pulled the turnip there?
Yeah, now I have it all.
Yeah, you like literally just do everything.
Yeah. Going to the side platforms, smart. That's one thing it's been a point of emphasis for me getting better at like dropping float. But stuff like that I don't always see.
Yeah, but like I think this makes this structure, like we both agree, like this makes a ton of sense because it's like the nair, like what the nair is doing is like forcing the double jump. So like. So nair, and then like the Falco has to double, like the bird, which will be in blue, like double jump, and like he doesn't have to double jump without this nair being here. So like we kind of can't get rid of the float nair to have that kind of pressure, because like if we just pull turnip below him, he could very easily see us doing that and just like down air onto us, and that's terrible. Like that's a disaster scenario. But like knowing this, if we force him to jump by like doing this float nair, then it's just like he double jumps and like land on SP, S plat, and turnip. And now all of a sudden we have everything we could possibly want to like shark a Falco. And this is great because we have everything we want to shark Falco. This is great. Like we want this, like more of this.
I just need.
Yeah, and exactly. You only need one hit. The turnip knocks him over at this point. Like you're either gonna push him into the corner or hit a tech chase. Like either way, we're happy. I do think that we're okay. This is interesting. I was gonna say that I don't like how far we're playing, but like I do think like the way that you kind of went in immediately after was really good. So that I liked. That kind of like made it like no.
I find those mid floats can like. It's hard, but you can when you get over Falco's laser like that, you can just blow him up.
Let's talk about this edge guard for a moment. So like you go here, and you do this back air. I don't know if he makes it back if you just grab the edge.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, so like this is a measure the distance kind of thing.
Yeah.
Although, actually, one thing that that is worth addressing. So, like, You get him off stage with with that sick fair. I feel like this was an opportunity for us to like use like our to like get into like I think we wanted to be in the air sooner, and like to double jump, so we could potentially use the turnip. Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know.
Yeah.
So where do you think we fire the turnip? Like how do like where are we going and like what's the plan?
I think, let's see. I think maybe if I just full hop turnip here, like full hop throw at the peak of my jump, I'll be above the side platform. Let's see.
So like we're trying to line this up with his like with where he wants to recover from, basically.
Yeah, and he recovers, does the classic above the ledge mix up.
Yeah, so like I think it makes sense for us to cover that and to want to cover that space.
I'm kind of aiming where the bubble is, right? The magnifier is right now.
Okay, perfect. So like where can we fire the turnip from? That we like what's a spot we can fire the turnip from that like in a timely fashion that kind of like covers that arc?
I think
like around the platform, right?
Yeah, like side plat. Yeah, so like jump up there.
Yeah.
Throw it.
And what I like about this is that we're being very direct with our positioning, because again, like she's slow. So I think that the idea here is that like we double jump, like we full hop into like immediately double jump forward to like get the to try to get like the burst momentum, and then we kind of like go here. Then we kind of like go here. You see what I mean? Like we kind of want to like, I don't know if exactly how the motion would work. Maybe it's full hop, but I think that this might be like a hyper float where we go onto the platform itself.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense, or do I sound crazy?
That makes sense. And then I could. That's where I think this is a case. Maybe we could use case for throwing the turnip out of float, by pressing down B. Because I could do the hyper float.
Or like we double jump, or we full hop, double jump forward, and then like throw the turnip when we're above the platform. So we kind of like. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like something like that. Yeah, like we're kind of firing. We're kind of like, I think we might fire a little bit further back, so it's like more like this trajectory, like a slightly different trajectory, like more like this. Mm-hmm. But I think that that's still good for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's one of the two. Like we definitely want to like we definitely want to be in the air sooner. Like so dash, jump, like DJ forward of some kind. And then, like, the goal is to, like, fire, like, and then fire near the platform. Fire above, plat.
So is there a case here? This is one thing I don't have a sense for Peach, always.
Mm-hmm.
Should I have not drawn the turnip and instead just booked it over?
I think that we have enough knockback here. So my rule of thumb is, like... So, like, let's look at this. So, like... It's possible you could have gotten. It's possible that you don't need the turnip or don't want the turnip, but I think that like because he has to invest his double jump and his like and do like a full up B in order to make it back. I think that like the turnip is still ultimately good because like the turnip is also allowing you to check him illusioning here, because like he could have just illusioned here. And, like, the turnip allows you to, like, cover that, and gives you, like, pretty solid coverage on that, without requiring you to, like, really, like, do anything. Like, it kind of, like, denies shortens, really. So, yeah, no, I think it's still good. I think my rule of thumb is that if I'm hitting, like, usually it's more about, like, what Peach's action ability is like. So I find that if I, like, send them off with, like, down smash and, like, I'm hitting them across the stage or something, so they're not even going off that far. Or if I, like, if I hit them with, like, forward throw, for example, I find that those are the situations where I'm a little less, like, or forward smash. Like, those are the spots where I'm a little less likely to like the turnip because I'm already, like, kind of, like, I don't have as much advantage as I do if I'm hitting, like, a float cancel aerial for, it's just not comparable. Similarly, if I, like, full hop near or something, like, I might not take the turnip. But it's more to do with just like, it's more to do with how much time the turnip is costing me, and how much like cooldown I've incurred from like how I sent them off. I find that their distance is often. This might sound weird, but in a lot of cases, it's more about Peach's actionability than it is about their distance. Like, there's kind of like once they have to commit to like a double jump or a recovery special to make it back, I feel like a lot of the rules kind of like a lot of the situations just kind of allow for turnips, but it's more about like, can Peach like actually equip it in a timely fashion? Like, that's the more important thing. This guy just tried to BM you, didn't he?
Maybe. I missed a double jump land in between stocks.
Okay.
It's unfortunate. I actually missed 2 between both stocks. I guess I gotta practice those on Pokemon.
Huh. So this was good. Okay, let's talk about this situation. So like after you hit that fair, and he misses the tech. You can't, like, is there a reason we're not just taking the hit here?
I think just bad, like, other character habits.
Gotcha, okay, fair enough. So yeah, like, one of the perks about Peach is that you can't, like, because the thing she's punishing this, like, the thing that she hits this with, it's either FC Nair or it's her down smash. Or it's her dash attack. So because all of those are very good and they're basically good fairly indiscriminately across percents, yeah, you just pull you can just pull the trigger. We don't have to crouch RTC here.
The only time to crouch RTC is, I guess, if I'm like late or it's an awkward situation.
Yeah, pretty much. Like and the thing is with Peach, because she's slow, she's gonna get a lot of awkward situations, and that's okay.
There, I just gotta swing.
Yeah. This bastard! Oh my god, what a meanie! That's kind of cool though. I like illusion kills. Okay.
And he's fun to play with. The previous turn he played Dr. Mario.
Oh my god,
somebody's going to play Doc.
Oh my god, he's just Bing but without the monkey.
I went game 5 with that too, but I played 5 characters.
Hell yeah.
That was him. And I lost game 5 with my Ness last hit, so we tried.
I feel like today we wound up looking at a lot of edge guarding things. And I think that was actually... I think that, like, when it comes to Falco, there is a component of the matchup which is really just, like, killing him effectively. So I don't think that, like, the fact that we looked at edge guarding things is, like, necessarily, like... I think that there's still a lot of productive, like, value in just refining edge guard. So, yeah.
Definitely. I'm not a very good edge guarder with this character.
She's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. And, like you said, I think if I get better at some simple edgeguard stuff, I win this set easy. I probably win in 3 or 4 games. So.
I mean, he's good. Like, he's good, and I don't know if he's going, like, all out, especially if he's trying to kill you with illusion, but, like, I would say that, like, you definitely have odds. Like, this is absolute, like, it's definitely, like, more within the realm of possibility, because, like, you're keeping up on your counter picks, which is really, really vital. I'd need to inspect, like, that last game looked really dominating, though. But
yeah, I was also getting tired too. I don't know. Maybe he was too. By the end of the tournament, he came by and we talked, and I think every set he played was game 5, except one of the games of like a grand finals reset where he got reset. But he played a lot. It was only like a 10-person bracket, but he played a lot of Melee.
Damn. Locals. I miss going to locals. I wish the Toronto had like more of a scene for that. But we only have like one tournament, and me and the TO don't get along. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But that's
we don't have too many either.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's talk takeaways. So I think the big thing is like just like let's organize this a bit. What's something that you're like? What's like a big thing that you took from this?
Let's see. I would say, like, I don't know how to say it. The biggest thing is just like how to use turnips to edge guard species to like deny them paths. Basically deny them that like nice ledge sweet spot and those other like annoying, difficult to cover things.
So I'd actually say this applies to all your matchups. It's not just the Spacies thing. So like, remember how we were talking about like the Marth, like how Marth like travels through that like zone before he does the low recovery. This is basically just that, but space animal version. Because it's like, because they are faster falling characters, like they have to commit their jumps like more often or like sooner. Just because if they don't, they die. But it's still the same dynamic of like there's this like space that they have to travel through to get to the spot they want to recover from. So what the turnip is doing is it's like pushing them out of that spot or making it, or like requiring them to like act sooner than they want to. So I would say that like turnip is like, I would say that like turnips gain a lot of their value from aligning with the opponent's like free fall, double jump, etc. By provoking a response. So like that's I think is a really important takeaway.
Yeah, I see it now because I see it with like Sheik. I mean, it gets in like Falcon. I see it now. I think to do it with Spacies a little more, and I think because they're quick, I gotta be quicker. And now it's like, I guess with Sheik and Falcon, I aim a little more, but with space animals, it feels like in these situations, I'm not like lining it up and aiming it. I am just like using it a little more preemptively. It feels like,
but that's okay. But that's like
right.
the key thing there is that's okay. So like we can actually flag that as a takeaway. So like Peach, like space animals have faster recoveries. So more like compared to Falcon / Sheik. So Peach needs to bait or needs to babysit / bait with the turnip in hand, and or be preemptive about about the zone she's covering, and then like refer to Triff versus Moki examples, because like those have like really good examples of like both of those ideas. Like in one of them, like we see how Triff is like using the turnip, like the threat of the turnip trajectory to like force Moki low. And then like that is what allows him to like have such a clean conversion after the fact. We could even I would say that's also worth noting. Like sometimes sometimes versus space animals, they will recover into spots where below the turnip line, if we spot this, saving the turnip opens opportunities for kill conversions off the dare bear, off the FC bear / dare. Because like that's a big thing that we noticed about how Triff used them. Like when Moki allowed him to hold the turnip as part of his edge guard, like he followed, like it just became like the kill setup basically.
Yeah. See, I
then
think the two other big things today, not turnip and edgeguard. Well, one's edgeguard related. One is just like learn the spot where you dare against Spacies up B. Against low, like the wall ride and the low up B.
Yep. And I have a feeling I have a sneaking suspicion I know what the last one is, but what is it?
Well, I was gonna say I see so there's like two cases. So we talked about towards the end about like how to when I had the high percent dash check on Falco and I like did the nair, and then I landed on platform in order to be actionable sooner, and that kind of is the same as like when you point out recovering, I can like line my float up with the FOD top platform. So I think using platforms as like an out of float is something I don't really do, and we saw like 2 cases where it would have really helped me. But I have to like intentionally do it. Not something that like sometimes you'll see it, but it feels like you kind of have to use it intentionally.
So useful for sharking and recovering. And actually, I was completely wrong then. The last one I would say is like just like versus grounded opponents who are playing to hold space, who are playing to defend their space. Yeah, just hold your float a bit longer. So like hold your float a bit longer sometimes as a mix-up. Mix-up slash bait, bait. Yeah. Because, yeah, like lining, and I do like that you flagged the lining float up with platforms creates opportunities to exit float into ground tools very efficiently, which is, yeah, super useful for sharking and recovering because it gives a shield in one of them and, like, turnip, dash attack, tons of stuff in the other.
Yeah, and it makes me feel more connected to the whole I feel like with Peach, like, my movement's not all the way there yet, and this is something that will help. I don't feel super connected to the stage and all my options in the way like when I play Fox. When I play Fox, I feel very like glued to every inch of the stage. I know where I can go, and where I can go into the other. Whereas with Peach, sometimes I end up playing more like with the Falco matchup, we don't see as much because it's kind of supposed to play this way. But sometimes I end up playing just like take advantage of like other things while I'm playing, just like playing defense or like little scrappy things, or just staying alive a long time instead of like really floating around, like flowing around the whole stage.
That makes sense, yeah. Because, like, yeah, part of, like, what makes her Peach is just that she has, like, she really can kind of fluidly access, like, a lot of areas of the stage when she's set up for it. So, yeah, like, it's, to connect more with that, like, it's one of the reasons I liked playing Ness. Like, Ness, I feel like, is, like, similar with how his double jump curves, but, like, yeah, Peach is a much better tool. Like, Peach has a much more interesting tool for doing that, because hers is, like, the float is so cool. Float's so sick.
I wish Ness had the float.
Oh my god. Don't get me started. Like, oh my god. So many problems just, oh no. So many problems solved.
The character. And it makes him it's not even in like an unfair way.
Oh no, we would find a way.
Yeah.
I think that if Ness's like back air is actually like +4 on block, I think that, like, yeah, float cancel Ness, I think, actually would be pretty crazy. I don't know if he'd be, like, it's such a big buff to have a recovery tool like that for a character who's, like, basically just, like, because, like, he's just a glass cannon, but he doesn't dominate a part of, like, combat, like, effectively enough to really, like, he can get the damage if he gets the hits, but he doesn't have a reliable enough way to get the hits. But, like, if he's suddenly, like, as good as Peach up close or, like, comparable, like, my god, and, like, also can recover, like, man, that is a big buff.
Yeah, and he's pretty heavy.
Yeah, he's heavier than her. Like, it's crazy.
This is big head.
Anyways, I'm gonna let you go, but keep up the great work, and